Winter in Maine can be a little hard. It's too cold and it's dark. But there is something that is magical and priceless in the stillness of winter. And having that peace, it's something about the way the snow just sort of muffles the air. All you hear are just the crackling of branches swaying, and that I love.
I am in an egg sandwich making mood.
You're gonna have to break out the snowblower this weekend. We got like 5 to 8 inches of snow coming.
Oh, yeah. Here, come over here. Let me show you how it's done.
The Lost Kitchen is the seasonal restaurant. So we're closed down for the winter. So it's a nice time to just rest and relax, take the time to think about the season ahead and get inspired.
15 minutes, you're gonna have a beautiful egg sandwich that was made with your favorite ingredient.
Butter?
Love.
Oh. Taking winters off. That's not what you're supposed to do in this industry. You're supposed to pound yourself into the ground. And for me, I knew that that wasn't going to be sustainable. And so I would have to give myself that break, because if I wasn't going to be okay, the restaurant wasn't going to survive.
This is a bacon, egg white Mike muffin.
Crack me up.
Could we sell them at the restaurant when we open up a morning shop?
You looking for a day job?
I'm Erin French. After spending years trying to get away from my small hometown of Freedom, Maine, I not only came back to live, I opened a restaurant.
There's a lot of people. They're all outside. Are we ready?
My kitchen family and I had no formal training and no idea what was going to happen. But we trusted that everything we needed was right here. And soon, people were coming from all over the world to visit us. Every week is a new story, new ingredients.
Bottoms up. It's delicious.
New diners. New challenges for me and the team. The only constant is, it's home. Welcome to my favorite place in the whole world, the Lost Kitchen.
Lost Kitchen in winter is like a whole different pace. There's a lot of prepping and planning, so it's quiet time. Do you want a coffee?
Yes, please.
And because I have the time, winter is also a really good time to get together with groups of friends. Ooh, Lauren, I made you a nice foamy one. Yep, this is my finest foam. It's a nice dry foam.
Thank you so much.
We're having a little party. It's kind of a cabin fever reliever, and we're gonna have an ice fishing lunch that I'm gonna host out on Freedom Pond. And it's just gonna be friends and family.
Yeah, cool.
We're gonna have an ice fishing extravaganza. Ice fishing is definitely a Maine thing. You go out on a frozen pond and you go with friends, you go with family, you bring delicious things to eat. I'm just wondering if I'm gonna push Michael's limits again. But Michael has never ice fished before. He's never really understood this. He's like, why would you wanna go fishing in the wintertime? That sounds absolutely miserable. But it's all about just getting outside and being with friends, because it's so hard. Cold, long winter, you have to get together with friends. You have to have good food. You have to find ways to make that happen. I'm guessing we're not gonna catch a lot of fish. So just in case, I'm gonna bring my own fish. We're gonna make a beer batter for it. We'll deep fry it and serve it with some tartar sauce.
What are you doing with Carrie? Are you guys making chips?
We're making chips, and she's gonna make chicken stock. So, because that'll get us prepped for the soup that we're gonna make for this weekend.
What kind of soup?
It's like a curried squash. It's gonna be like sippable. It's gonna put it in little flasks.
Yes, that sounds great.
I did have kind of a simple idea of this lovely, simple lunch that I would put together, but I was like, you know what? I haven't entertained in a while. I'm gonna bring a little bit of my game. I'm gonna make something a little special that people might remember and that just fuels them for a moment. We are gonna have an outdoor fire, and we have this sort of sear plate, so we're gonna have little skillets, and we're making beautiful scallops because it's actually scallop season right now. I think I played it off to everyone then when I was describing it, that it sounded pretty casual. But, you know, as I started building, I was like, well, I can get scallops and we can have caviar and we can make homemade chips. Let's just have a fish fry and it's gonna be a full-on experience.
I think we're gonna make chocolate puddings for dessert, so we can just pack them up in weck jars and have them all packed here and just take them out in a picnic basket.
I totally agree.
Okay, good.
The Lost Kitchen has always been my place where I take people in and I want them to feel like they are my best friends in the world. And so now for me, I get the chance to actually cook for my best friends in the world.
We don't get to hang out like this in regular season. It's gonna be very fun.
I was thinking we would do a really simple chocolate dessert. Chocolate definitely strikes me as more of a winter dessert. It's not something I think of in the summer. I want berries and whipped cream, but chocolate, it's like there all season long, so it's your perfect go-to winter ingredient. So we're going to Bixby Chocolates to pick up a key ingredient and get a little behind-the-scenes tour.
My name is Kate McAleer. I like to go by the Candy Queen, and we are in Rockland, Maine.
Welcome to the chocolate factory.
It smells so good in here.
Nice to see you.
We're one of a handful of women-owned chocolate businesses in the U.S. and one of the only bean-to-bar women-owned chocolate companies. Chocolate is such an amazing little luxury, I find, and it's delicious and so fascinating what you can do with chocolates.
We're gonna roast Belize beans today. Does anyone want to try it?
Come on, Carrie, it's your dream day.
My dream day.
The most unique thing about Kate and Bixby Chocolates is that she's actually making the chocolate. She gets the beans, she roasts them, and then she makes chocolate from the beans.
So the percentage for this is 70%, and that means that it's 70% cacao and 30% sugar.
It's a color different. What's this one?
This is a Maine blueberry white chocolate. That's why it's purple.
We had to have a Maine blueberry bar.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
we're
course.
from Maine.
Yeah.
Of course.
Would you guys like to try freshly ground chocolate? Okay.
It
There's
sounds
not
like
a
it's so fruity to me.
It is.
That's what a lot of the Central and South American, it's more fruity, red berry flavor profile.
All right, so we can dip truffles next. So you just drop it in and then fish it out with the little tool and then just turn it off onto the paper and we'll sprinkle of coffee on top.
I wanted to do at least better than
That was nice.
Very precise. That's perfect.
That
what,
is.
you challenging me? Come here, little guy. Okay, do we get a third chance? Let's go, let's go.
Oh, it's right there. Oh. There you go.
Ah!
I hope you're better
It
at
happens.
fishing than.
I might not be. Oh, mine was a little thick, huh?
Go ahead, dig in. There's nothing like fresh chocolate.
Oh yeah, I can smell the coffee right on the top. So good. So we're having an ice shack lunch. We're having fried fish, and then we'll just have chocolate puddings afterwards.
I love pudding. What percentage chocolate were you thinking?
What's the right one for a pudding?
I think the 70% would be really nice because that'll pair well with the dairy.
This was so great. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
So much fun.
I've been a student of Erin French's for quite some time. She's just brought so much to Maine in the sense of highlighting local Maine makers, Maine ingredients.
The Lost Kitchen came to our kitchen, Bonnie.
There's the chocolate bits. There they are.
I was originally thinking about just making a chocolate pudding, but then why would we end with pudding when you can end with mousse?
Weirdly, chocolate isn't something that's one of my go-tos, and it's probably because I just don't think of it as being very Maine. But now Kate making this chocolate straight from bean to bar feels special, so. And everyone loves chocolate. I don't think I've made this in a very long time, so we'll see how it comes out.
Oof. Eggs for my chickens. Look at that perfect yolk. Oh my gosh. Well, with chocolate mousse, I'm gonna whip the egg whites so it'll be a little bit fluffier. With a pudding, you would just put the eggs in. You're gonna make this sort of custardy, thicker dessert, but with mousse, you take the whites and you whip them, and then you take the cream and you whip it and you fold it gently, and you have this more like lighter, airier version of chocolate pudding. This is what makes it different. So this is gonna make it light and fluffy because I whipped up the egg yolks and made this sort of almost meringue, and then I'm gonna add in whipped cream, so it'll be fluffy. It's not coming out smooth. It's like bound up. See, if it was from the restaurant, I'd be freaking out right now. I clearly did something wrong. It's not mixing smooth. There shouldn't be these chunks. The mousse tastes amazing. I probably should have let it rest for a little bit, but it's an easy fix. I know how to make this perfect next time. It's gonna work. It's gonna be fun. I know this is just for friends, but I want to serve them something that's super delicious and perfect for dessert. Who wants to lick the bowl?
This is an extremely warm February day. We haven't had a day this warm since September. Like, this is ridiculous. Are you wearing your good mud boots?
Our ice fishing lunch is just a few days away, and I need to go and check the lake to make sure it's in good condition. Normally, in the middle of winter, the lake is actually thick enough that you could totally drive a car on it.
Front row. This is bad news. That doesn't look very good.
I still say we'll see. Like, what about over there?
You gotta go here to get over there.
Yeah.
Here I am always hoping for spring to come, and now I'm just like, please, sub-zero, come on, let's freeze this pond so we can get out there.
Tonight it's gonna get down to 11, and it's gonna be well below freezing.
Look, if the weather doesn't work out, you can't force it. I have learned this lesson for the past 2 years. You can't be disappointed. You have to put your energy into how you're gonna fix it.
So, we're gonna need a backup plan.
If we can't get out there, there's a beautiful woodsy area, and it's all about the lunch. I wanna get outside, I wanna see my friends, and I wanna make a delicious lunch, so that's the focus of it.
It doesn't matter where we are, it matters who we're with and what we're eating.
What does 125 grams of caviar look like?
It's always
This big. I think the fun of this menu is that it's going to be very casual, but I still want it to feel a little bit extravagant and fancy. So we're gonna make homemade potato chips, and I wanna pair it with caviar. We take chips very seriously around here, like total chip-aholics.
Whoa! Just some big chips.
I know, I need to go wider, Mantle, and
Maybe you're just going big, like it's fancy chips and caviar. This is the way Carrie thinks, this is the way I think. This is an example of our brains, and we're very different. I kind of like how weird you got on this. Don't you think these would be bodacious dipping chips?
they definitely would be.
What's your plan here? You're gonna
So
boil
you
them?
boil it for 3 minutes in water with vinegar, and then you dry them, and then we'll fry them. And hopefully they're nice and crispy.
Since this isn't a restaurant dinner, I can be a little more casual. There is some fun about cooking in the off season and just being able to experiment and serve something like potato chips and feel okay about it.
Who wants a potato chip?
I do.
Yeah.
Whoa, it looks good.
It's crispy. Right?
Look, it almost has the bubbles. So when you cut them your way, you can get bubbles. But when you cut it my way, didn't.
I've always wanted to create like that perfect kettle chip where it's crispy and it's got all the little fried bubbles in it and it's just right greasy and just right salty and everything you want from that perfect kettle chip.
Ooh, yeah. That one's a pretty one.
This one's thinner.
Yeah. I like the thinner one better.
We want to get this chip just right.
These feel like more party chips. Like, this is a fun party chip. I love it. Nailed it. Okay, woman, let's go.
The off season is this really nice, quiet time where I have the opportunity. I can go out and get inspired and do a little antiquing and things that I couldn't do when it's go time in the summer.
All right, I got credit cards.
You got credit cards? I got cash.
Thank you, ma'am.
Antiquing is something that I really enjoy doing, and I think it's because I've always been a bit of an old soul and I like old things because I feel like they tell a story.
Ooh, look at that bench.
And the fun thing is that Mom loves it too, so it's something we can do together.
Where'd she go?
I'm here.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Do you want to get it for the ice dinner?
Yes.
It's kind of tight, Mom.
Fathead.
I have a... It's too small.
No, but it looks good just like popped up like that. Come on.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's coming with us. Here, I'll wear it. I'm in love with it. Fits me like a...
It's smaller than mine. Look and see. We have to get it.
Come on.
My mom's been antiquing with me as long as I can remember.
Ooh.
She definitely taught me a lot about what to look for and always look for plates.
When I first started the restaurant, I had no money, and the only dishes that I had were all tag sale dishes and antique dishes that I could find at a good price. Oh man, these ones, I love these ones. These were ones I used in the kitchen all the time.
I would love those early dinners when I would put down vintage plates that I'd collected and someone would look at them and say, my grandmother used to have this exact pattern, and they were having a memory of their grandmother. In that moment, in my space with this plate that I found, it made them feel something. And so that's what I'm always looking for, little things that feel special.
$16, what a deal.
But the fun about antiquing is it's always a surprise and you never know what you're gonna find.
Take me to your favorite booth.
The one in the back corner here.
Maybe oil lamps. That's a cute one. This is a good one too. Come on, these are gonna be great. I'm gonna put these and we'll fill them with oil and we'll put them for our ice jack. They feel old-fashioned. It's like an old-fashioned ice lunch. It'll be great.
In Julia's kitchen.
I think we should set
Signed
the table
copy,
with
first
lanterns.
edition.
It's not signed by Julia Child. No, it's not.
It says it is. It is.
No way.
I'm getting it.
Shut up. How much is it? Stop it.
I'm buying it for Arn.
Mom, how much is it?
Go away.
Go away.
It's a signed first edition copy of a Julia Child book.
It's not really signed by your.
It is.
Don't you get the hat and the Julia Child book here?
I was just really bummed that I didn't see it first because there's no way she's giving it to me now. Like, she found it.
This is like
Unbelievable.
Look, it's like in perfect condition.
I can't believe it. That's probably one of the best finds we've ever found when we've been out doing this.
But I did find a couple of really nice oil lanterns, which are great because they'll look perfect at our outdoor lunch. It's gonna feel like a little bit of winter. They'll be adding some ambiance. So I didn't score as big as Mom did, but I still found my own antique scores.
Well, this was pretty successful, Mom.
For this lunch, I wanted to create the perfect fried fish, and I knew that I wanted to use beer in the batter for the fish. So Michael and I are headed to Oxbow Brewery. We're gonna go meet Tim. We've been serving his beer at the restaurant, and we even had his beer at our wedding.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how are you?
Welcome.
Nice to see you.
My name's Tim Adams. We're at Oxbow Brewing Company in Newcastle, Maine. We source ingredients from all over the world. Probably our favorite place to source ingredients from is Maine. In Maine, we've got some wonderful grain growers and hop growers.
All right, guys, got a few beers, and I'm just gonna grab some glasses for us.
We have a very specific approach to the type of beers that we make, either farmhouse ales, which are Belgian-inspired beers that are fermented with yeast that's very flavorful, aromatic, and also leaves the beers with a nice, crisp, dry finish. And we also do lager beers, traditionally inspired by other parts of Europe.
Let's start with, I think the Space Cowboy is kind of the lightest of the bunch, so let's just get a little bit of this.
You swirl beer?
Swirl it like a wine. Look at you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Boom. Boom.
I think with the beer lens, you know, if you're trying to make a light batter that's gonna have a little bit of airiness to it, you need there to be some carbonation. And why would you use just plain club soda when you can use beer? Because you can use that to add a little bit of flavor to it.
What am I tasting?
Grains, mostly. Yeah, I mean, this, you know, it's a grainy beer. The hop character is you know, balanced and subtle. It's not like really forward. This is just kind of a balanced.
This is a nice food beer.
Easy drinking. This is our easiest drinking beer. So
It's in the running. It's in the running, huh?
could be a really good one.
No, for sure.
But the next one I want to show you guys is this beer, Maine grown. This beer is made with 100% Maine grown ingredients.
I don't think this is the running for cooking.
Okay.
Curious why?
It's got the yeastiness is almost too much.
All right, guys, our conversation has led me to this beer.
Yes.
The Northern Lager.
I bet that's going to be in a close running here for cooking beer.
We want to let the fish shine.
Yeah.
And your batter, and the beer will play a supporting role.
That's like a perfect English frying fish beer.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I think this is the one for this.
Cool.
I had a pretty clear idea of the kind of beer I wanted because I wanted it to be just kind of very traditional and English. And I think we ended up landing exactly where my brain was going, and it makes perfect sense to make this batter with this beer.
I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's gonna be fun. I wanna give you a good time out on the ice because I know I've been pushing you for this, and I wanna take you out there and show you so much fun and make you so much delicious food.
Year one we were together, I was trying to do all I could to woo Michael into loving Maine and showing him all like the rich, gorgeous, beautiful bits that I loved about it. You know, the lobster was an easy sell. The beach was an easy sell. Ice fishing was not an easy sell.
It's still questionable. And I did have a dream about falling through the ice.
Yeah, but only up to your waist.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fine. You're gonna be fine.
If anyone falls through the ice, it's gonna be a really bad day, and then you'd be like, I told you forever ago, it's the worst idea ever. You are a slow burn, but eventually you come around to my crazy ideas, and I'm gonna thank you for doing that.
I do. Cheers, babe. Ooh.
It's a pretty good one.
Clunky and good.
This is the one.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
This winter, one thing I really want to perfect, I want to come up with the perfect fried fish recipe. Being a girl who grew up in a diner, whose first real crash cooking course on the line of that diner was fried fish, I better know exactly what I'm talking about, and I better have a perfect recipe.
I just want people to be able to pick them up and use their fingers, and it might be a little more manageable if they're smaller pieces of fish. Perfect little fish fingers. And I like it because it's nice, thick cod, so it's gonna be nice and flaky when people bite into it and be crispy on the outside. So all this is a little bit of flour and cornstarch and then some paprika. And then I'm just gonna season the fish.
And this is the beer we picked up at Oxbow, and I just add some cornstarch and some flour. Adding something carbonated is just gonna give the batter a bit of airiness. The bubbles just seem to make it a little bit lighter.
Getting ready to drop these babies and fry them up. Batter it up, throw it in, give it a shake, 30 seconds, you're done.
What I love about this recipe is that it's got a little bit of coating on the outside and it's crunchy, and then you bite into it and the fish is still nice and moist and tender and flaky, and it's everything I've ever dreamed of for fried fish. And for me, if I'm gonna have fried fish, I really feel like I want to have coleslaw to go with it. I just love coleslaw with fried food. I think it just gives a little bit of freshness, and it also gives a little bit of acid and balances against everything. I wanted something that didn't just feel like traditional coleslaw, like I just threw it together. So I was thinking about flavors, and I was thinking fennel, celery, and apples.
And the vinegar, that's what makes it magical.
I think they all go really well together, and I think it's gonna be a bit of an elevated slaw.
I'm just gonna make a quick tartar sauce. I'm just using whatever pickles I have in-house, and I have cornichons, so they'll be just fine. Don't tell him I used almonds. Sometimes you don't need to do homemade. Sometimes Hellman's just does it all. Gonna try some fish.
I love it so much. So crispy.
This is food that gives me memories from my childhood. And I've become a better cook, and I can elevate these dishes that I grew up with.
I like the size.
I think the size is perfect.
You can use your hands. Perfect for a standing around party.
So this is a little bit of my childhood that I am bringing into this lunch because I just thought it would be fun, and it's something I wanted to do to share with my friends.
It's so perfect. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Today, on top of all the cold weather, we also got a snowstorm. So Michael and I are gonna go down to the pond, and we're gonna check how the freezing process has been coming along, and my fingers are crossed.
2 days ago, Lauren and I were walking down this road, and it was 62 degrees. Now,
It's 16 degrees.
now it's 16 degrees.
Literally 16.
Welcome to Maine.
Turning.
This is where we go.
Is that safe to walk?
I don't know, we're gonna find out. Let's go find out.
It's nice and wintry. However, despite being 16 degrees, that is slushiness.
I think once you get past the shore, it might be just fine. It might be just fine. Well, it's gonna get down to 0 tonight.
We're looking at least 6 inches of fresh snow, and that makes me feel good because at least if we have to be on land, we'll have some nice fresh snow. It'll still be gorgeous. It'll still feel like winter, but I still have my fingers crossed that we can actually enjoy some sort of time out on the ice. Every dinner is just, it's a ton of work, and I can't help but go all out. But for me, mentally and emotionally, just to take a second to walk out in the woods is something that makes me feel better, makes me feel more peaceful. I figured out early on how important quiet time in the winter was. At my first restaurant all those years ago, The balance wasn't there. I was working these 80+ hour weeks, and I was just burning myself into the ground. Since then, I've had to remember to stay healthy and to stay present and to find time to take care of myself.
There's a cedar tree over here that I come down to a lot because I do like to cook with cedar. And the cedar just gives kind of almost an herbaceous flavor. So when I can't get rosemary and I can't get fresh thyme, cedar really gives a lot of interesting flavor. So I was thinking, because it's scallop season, that I would make a scallop dish and use the cedar kind of like I would rosemary. So it'll just give the butter a bit of flavor while it's sizzling in the pan. It's gonna taste great together. I love just being able to cook in winter for people I care about without the pressure of giving them the best meal of their lives. But I still want to give them something that's memorable and feels like I put a lot of care and intention into it. It's why I cook. I want people to feel loved. It's going to be really fun. Morning.
Hi. It's nice out.
Try not to lose a finger before our party. I definitely have air in my lungs right now, which is not normal. When I'm in service, I sometimes forget to breathe, and I have to remember to breathe. And with this, I know that my friends are just coming to spend time with me and enjoy some good food, and so I don't feel that normal pressure. I just want to talk through how we're going to load all this up. I have a car full, but I could get more into it. I think I'll dedicate it to become the kitchen car and just put all the food in there.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Great. Coming in hot.
It's a very cold day, and luckily the lake has frozen back over, so we're gonna be able to get out there and go ice fishing.
Yep. Straight back toward me.
I had always had a dream of having my own ice shack, a spot for you to go and warm up and stay warm while you're fishing. You know, a lot of people will just like park it out on the ice for all of the winter months to use whenever you want.
You know, it looks smaller every time I see it.
I know, I thought, I was like, oh, it's not as big as I thought. It's light.
So we had our dear friend, Michael Buckley, help design and build this ice shack for us.
Okay, so you just drop it wherever you want.
And I think that just makes it that much more special that this was designed by a dear friend of ours. I love it.
Try to get a little fire going here.
I'm excited to see my friends arriving.
Hey, how's it going?
That's great to see you.
This is a nice blend. It's like some of my close personal friends from my life and then lots of my work friends as well. So it'll be a nice melding of friends today.
Great to see you.
What's going on, man? Get in here, brother. A minute.
Hi.
Hey, Sarah, you guys made it, great.
It's a long winter. I totally hibernate. I mean, like, I don't see anybody. So it's such a treat to be able to be here. Yeah, and see everybody again. It's nice to reconnect and just catch up with people.
We have so much food that's gonna be coming out. It's just gonna start coming out in spurts, in waves.
My brain has been starving to get together with friends, to talk, to chat, to just like get some fresh air.
Hi, welcome, welcome.
I am feeling that kitchen pressure though. Even if it is just friends, I still want it to be perfect and I still want it to be special and I still want it to be magical. And that doesn't just happen, I have to make it happen.
Can I get you a hot toddy?
Yes, please.
For a welcome drink, we've made a warm whiskey cocktail with honey, lime, and cedar sprigs.
Hot toddy?
I will have fun.
Here you go, guys.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yummy.
Keep me warm till March.
There's gonna be so much food. We're just getting started here, but there's like caviar and chips.
And we're serving homemade potato chips with some fresh sour cream and some caviar and trout roe.
Is that for your chip?
Yeah, caviar.
So good.
Wow.
Really good.
Really good.
Hey, babe, when do we go do this?
Right now, go for it, man. Get on out there.
Here we go. Gonna drill my very first ice hole. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is adjusting to winter in Maine. This is like dealing with your
It's tradition.
phobias. Oh, wow, all right. So you do that. And the auger that I got for Christmas like 5 years ago was amazing.
Very sharp because it's never been used.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
Oh my God. I can't believe how deep the ice is.
Oh, yeah,
Tundra.
right here. Yeah.
I had these dreams and visions that I was going to be out there fishing with Michael, but I really had to stay in the kitchen to keep things rolling.
Where you going, Michael?
Luckily, I knew that my neighbor, Debbie, would take good care of him.
Give him the ice. There you go.
Oh, do we have bait?
I don't know. What'd you do with the bait?
I wasn't on
We're
bait
not gonna
duty.
put just a hook down there, right?
Debbie is a wicked Mainer.
Well, up north, when you fish, you can get 3 feet of ice like that.
She has been ice fishing all of her life, many more years than I ever have.
Okay, so look, you put the flag up.
Yep.
And then thread it.
Got it.
And when that thing goes around and trips, it tells you.
Fish is on the line.
And he's running. You got to make sure that doesn't spool out.
I see.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That's the hardest part right there.
Oh, thread it. Got it.
Okay, good. Set it down gently.
Gently.
Gently,
in
and
the
make
water.
sure your line goes in. Okay, there you go. Okay, so you put the trap in and you just go back to your cabin and have a good day.
Debbie, thank you. Really, really fun.
You know, the nice thing too is
So we'll do the soups next. That's what we'll do.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
All right, go for it. Ooh, that's spicy. Anybody need a flask of soup? Yes. Soup? Yes.
We've made a curried butternut squash soup and we're serving it in flasks. I want my friends to feel warm while they're sipping on the soup, and I think if we serve it in flasks, it's almost like having a little hand warmer. They can take little swigs that they don't need to like take off their gloves and kind of be precious of with spoons, but we can just have hot soup for sips.
Did you guys get a soup?
Thank
so
you
it's
very
a spicy
much.
curried butternut squash.
Oh, thank you so much, Erin. Oh my goodness, is this good?
You having fun?
Yes. If we catch something, it'll be a good day.
Wait.
You got tongs? Yeah.
I do. I, of course, went above and beyond, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get my head above water.
It took a little bit for me to get my groove. You're cooking outside in freezing cold temperatures. So there are things that are bound to go a little slower.
Then there's always the butter. Come over hot, guys. Hot right beside you. Please start it off, get in here.
For an appetizer, I'm grilling fresh Maine scallops with chorizo, lime, and cedar sprigs.
Is that the serving spoon now? Well, it's the sauce spoon, yeah.
I'm in heaven.
I can't talk. It's so good, I can't talk.
And there's a trap up and no one knows
There's
it.
a trap.
There's a trap up? Yes. She got one? Woohoo! Yay! Good job.
This is a pickerel, a small pickerel. It was a team effort. I did dig the hole. No, it is fun. It's all fun, and it's so simple. Nice work. This is just living in the moment.
8 years later.
It's great.
Oh, it's going fast. Fried fish is coming up next. We're gonna get some fish fried up, 'cause it's finally time.
This is what everybody came for.
Sorry, it just takes a little longer when you're outside and cooking over.
Yeah. Chili. A little bit, huh?
If you want to drop it in, I'll be the cooker.
For an entree, we've made a beer-battered fried cod, and we're serving it with tartar sauce, and a slaw made with fennel, celery, and apple.
So this fish is, what is this
Cod.
fish? It is cod. It is the best cod I've ever had. And the lovely slaw and the lovely sauce, yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Ah, wouldn't miss it for the world.
I was so head down in the beginning, just trying to make sure that everything was getting pulled off.
Okay, this is looking good.
But I did get the chance, after finally all the fish was out, to walk around with the final tray of fish.
Get in for the Vandicamps. Vandicamps.
Thank you. So it was nice to see everyone enjoying that.
Most fun I've had in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm coming over. I can see you.
Tripping over. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Once the fish was done, I could breathe. And that for me was like no different than being at Lost Kitchen. Once the entree was over, you can sail through dessert.
I'm feeling relieved. I had fun, but I also knew that it was going to take a lot of work, but all the work is worth it. Fresh air, good friends, good food, there's nothing better. For dessert, I've made a chocolate mousse, and we're serving it with simple whipped cream and chocolate shavings.
Delicious. Very good.
Yeah.
Very delicious.
Wow.
Thank you for doing
Shh, don't tell anyone. It'll be our little secret.
Wait, chocolate's not good for dogs?
I just gave him whipped cream.
Oh.
Did you see the secret?
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to thank you all so much for coming out today and being a part of this warming day. For me, I've needed it, and I just hope we walk away from this day and feel a little bit better, because spring is coming, and there's nothing more that I would rather do than be outside on a day with all of you. This is to good friends and good food. Cheers, you guys. Cheers. Thanks for coming. Oh, I'm so glad you guys came.
That was awesome.
Just getting to see everyone together and laughing and enjoying each other. This is why I love what I do. It's about bringing people together.
Yeah, this is incredible. I feel so filled up and like, no, I needed this, but pudding by the fire with pelts, like what?
Pudding
what
with
is my
pelts.
life? Pudding with pelts. I'll take it.
It's this love that'll power me through the season and get me through any of the challenges and changes that happen.
Thank you so much for this.